with us on the SportsMax Zone. The 12 top flight football clubs in Jamaica are only now waiting to see the match schedule after the government finally gave the green light for the start of the new-look Premier Football League. Organised football was last played in Jamaica in March last year, but in a statement issued on Wednesday, the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, said the long wait is over. He said, "We have been meeting for some time to ensure all possible mechanisms concerning the efficient prevention and management of COVID-19 are applied to all aspects of club competition, including the health and safety of players, referees, and club workers and administrators. Further details regarding the starting times and the conditions under which the competitions will be held will be disclosed at a later date." He added, even as the management of COVID-19 remains paramount, the government is keen for sport to resume in a phased, orderly manner, consistent with the continued reduction in the country's positivity rate. The impact of sport on social well-being and social development is well recognized, and the government will support all efforts to promote the enjoyment of sport in the safest way possible. In this regard, the government is actively considering applications from a range of sporting associations. The Honourable Desmond McKenzie with that statement. Now, under the approved terms, all clubs will train at their home ground, with matches being split across two venues. Joining us now to talk about these developments is a committee member of Professional Football Jamaica Limited, Clyde Jureidini. Clyde is also a director at four-time Premier League champions Harbour View. Sir Clyde, welcome to the SportsMax Zone. Always good to speak with you.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good afternoon to you, to your viewers, and for everyone.
Good. Well, if this were a Game of Thrones, we'd have been in the phase of the long night and the long winter. The sun is out now, Sir Clyde, and the message from the authorities is that where the football is concerned, it's rhythm up, get ready. Your reaction to us getting to this point, finally?
Well, I think, in a word, relief is the first word that comes to mind after March 2020, when one case was on. Around March 11th, the competition was stopped. A lot of us in the PLC at the time were making every move possible to complete a league that was, let's say, about 83-85% completed. It was not so. The time is now, May 6th, and 13 months later, we are all relieved that the approvals have been given, and now looking forward to take all the necessary steps to get football back on the field and its professional environment where it belongs.
The question everyone has been asking me, and I'm sure they've been asking you as well, in the short window that we have, or in the window that we have, it's a short time, what will this format look like? Have you any insight into that?
Well, the only format that has been discussed, and the PFJL is awaiting, and I know there was one meeting this morning with the JFF. The JFF and their competitions committee will draft the fixture, will outline when the competition will start and end, and of course, the structure of that competition. What has been discussed is an 85-game format, a shortened 85-game format with a round-robin, one round that all teams play 11 games. Everybody play each other once, and then you go to a playoff. Whether that will be top 6 or top 4 getting to the finals is left to be discussed. But that was the initial or the last format discussed, but we wait to see what the JFF comes up with.
Yeah, the chairman of the PFJL, Clyde, did suggest that the teams and the players will need maybe 4 or 5 weeks to get themselves ready to prepare in a manner suitable to actually start a competition properly. Would that suggest that we could have a June start to this tournament?
It suggests that I'm gonna stick my neck out, Lance, and looks like it's gonna be more around the 1st of July. I'm just guessing that 4 to 6 week preseason window has always been a staple in terms of preseason preparation. That here now would take us into about the 3rd weekend of June, but there's about another 1 week window between now and the next 7 days or so, when the Ministry of Health and Wellness inspectors has to go to all 12 Premier League stadium home ground or training grounds to inspect and to approve or certified for training to start. So add a next week to that, and I'm looking at around the 1st of July. Just my wild guess.
Yeah, and the information coming out of the authorities suggesting as well, which we had heard before, that matches will be probably played exclusively at two venues in Kingston, Sabina Park and the National Stadium. Your understanding?
That's my understanding, and so far that's where to. And then the training continues at these 12 approved stadia for the 12 registered clubs in the Premier League.
Yeah. On a personal note, from the Harbour View perspective,
Yes.
how difficult has this period been for your club? And as you get ready to start in the tournament, I know you have lost a couple of your talented youngsters. Jashon Anglin, I see, has gone to Miami
That's
FC,
correct.
which Harbourview continues to get, young talented players out on professional contracts. But what is your squad looking like, and how much damage has been done by the 13 months of inactivity?
Well, we have to give and take. While we lose, we gain, Lance, and it's a part of the football business to expose, develop the players, and hopefully get them into a higher level of international club competition. Jashon Anglin was lucky to go to Miami FC. Tyreek McGee, late last season, also went into Belgium as well. And Norman Campbell went into international competition in Europe as well. So those are three of the current players who have moved out of our squad since last season. And we're looking to bring some younger players in, and some of the other players, like Luca Levy, who earlier this week has signed with an agent, and see if he can get into international. And one or two other discussions and negotiations we have. As the world turns and it improves, we have to bring through the new cadre and the younger set of players step by step.
Clyde, the issue, well, Harbourview's business model has stood the test of time. A lot of people have tried to follow what you have done, but you have a lock on getting these players out, and it's to your credit that you continue to do so. The question, though, is this. People are asking, all right, what do you understand the financial status of the bulk of the clubs in the Premier League to be? And I ask that question because I've been saying to people, well, it's better to play a shortened Premier League season than none at all, because at least most of the clubs who are struggling will have some revenue to pay the bills with, to keep the lights on. So from the perspective of the status of the clubs and the revenue injection that starting and playing the league will provide, talk to me about that.
George, my friend, is a double-edged sword. You win some, you lose some. You have to sell your best talent, which is never a good recipe for winning a league or high-level consistent performance and dominance at home. As you have seen with Harbourview in, let's say, the last 5 years, we have switched to that model for survival, to pay. But if you shorten the league, no league and no agent and no professional club is going to look seriously at your players as being prepared in attitude, in performance, in professionalism to make that step up to a higher league. If you come with a shortened league and they're ill prepared, they're a diamond looking to shine, but they lose their luster in quick time because they're not really molded and developed properly. So in a short time, they'll come back home. Fortunately, we have not had that experience. So losing a little bit of money and a little bit of luster at home in exchange for getting to the higher level is the game we play, and we have to try and win more at home while continue to develop talent at a higher level in larger numbers on a consistent basis going forward at the same time.
Well said. Insofar as the 12 clubs are concerned and their the capacity that they have to outfit their training ground to the level that will meet with the exacting standards set by the health authority, what can you say about that?
Well, the 12 Premier League clubs have gone through this preparation before, because remember, the league was initially put to September and then October and then November 14. So we were working off those paradigm shifts from last year, and all these criteria and protocols were in place and being practiced and actually being presented to the Ministry of Sports at the time, then referred to the Ministry of Health, then referred to ODPM. So we have to look back at that now. And with the new developments in the last 5 months of what they have learned and what Sabina Park and the National Stadium has come with, we may have to do a little bit more tweaking. But by and large, I think the 12 clubs are there or thereabout and can meet the criteria, and has to do a little bit of brushing up and cleaning up and fine-tuning within the next couple of days, in the next 7 days to a week.
Good stuff as usual. Clyde Jureidini, PFJL Club Committee Member and, of course, Director at Harbour View Football Club. Thank you for speaking with us, sir. All the best.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen.
Good. That's Clyde Jureidini, one of the outstanding football administrators in this country. And Harbourview, I struggle to think what Harbourview would be without his service, Lance, as an administrator. Of course, he was an outstanding player, and he continues to serve the club well. We take a break. Back with more.